Aziz Tulba, Assalamu alaikum. This is Asharuzzaman Khan, and we are continue over here the chapter number 4, Differentiability, exercise 4.1. Question number 1, find the derivative of the function with the help of first principle. Part 4, f of x is equal to sine square x in the domain of f is equal to real number. As we know that the first principle is we have derived that formula f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a f of x minus f of a divided by x minus a. This is equation number A. Now the question is given to us, the function is given to us that f of x is equal to sine square x. F of x is equal to sine square x and f of a is equal to sine square a. We will plug in the formula, the values in the formula A, that is f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a sine square x minus sine square a divided by x minus a. Now we will going to resolve these numerator by the form a square minus b square into a plus b and a minus b. So here a is sine x and b is sine a. So here sine square x minus sine square a divided by x minus a, sine square x minus sine square a will be compared by a square minus b square, in which a is sine x and b is sine a. So we will plug in the form f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a sine x plus sine a into sine x minus sine a divided by x minus a. So we don't have any problem in sine x plus sine a, because if we put a instead of x a, if we put, so we will have over here 2 sine a. So there is a problem in the second bracket, that is if we put x instead a instead of x, so sine a minus sine a is equal to 0, and x minus a means a minus a will be 0, so 0 over 0 form is there. तो फिर अब हम क्या करेंगे कि इसको यानी जो जिसमें लिमिट में हमारे पास कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है और एक डिफाइन लिमिट आ रही है, तो हम उसको बिल्कुल सेपरेट रख लेंगे, और जिसमें हमें प्रॉब्लम है उसको हम सॉल्व करेंगे बाय अलजेब्राइक मेथड. तो हमने क्या किया, लिमिट को ब्रेक कर लिया. एफ डैश ऑफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू लिमिट एक्स अप्रोचेस टू ए साइन एक्स प्लस साइन ए. वी डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम इन इट. बाय पुटिंग एक्स ए इंस्टेड ऑफ एक्स वी आर हैविंग here 2 sine a. So we are limit x approaches to a, the second limit sine x minus sine a divided by x minus a. We are having here problem. So हम क्या करेंगे, इसको कंपेयर करेंगे. sin x minus sin a will be compared by a formula that is sin u minus sin v, that is which is equal to 2 cos x plus u plus v divided by 2 sin u minus v divided by 2. So we can see that the formula which we have learned in our trigonometry first year, we will put over here sin u minus sin v is equal to 2 cos u plus v divided by 2 sin u minus v divided by 2. Here u is equal to x if we compare by the second limit, and v equal to a. So the form will be there in the formula is that. So finally f dash of x will be limit x approaches to a sin x plus sin a limit x approaches to a 2 cos x plus a divided by 2 sin x minus a divided by 2 whole divided by x minus a. So we don't have any problem 2 cos x plus a, because it is sum, so a plus a will be 2a, so there is no problem in it. But we have a problem, that is sin x minus a divided by 2 and x minus a, because a minus a will be 0, sin 0 is equal to 0, and x minus a means a minus a 0, 0 over 0 form is still there in the formula. So we will remove this 0 over 0 form by another technique, so we will discuss it in the future. So in the next step, f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a sin x plus sin a into 2 cos x plus a divided by 2, and we are breaking limit x approaches to a sin x minus a divided by 2 and whole divided by x minus a, because we have 0 over 0 form in the second limit. So multiply and divide by 2 in the denominator of last fraction and we will multiply and divide by 2 in the denominator. So what happened in the next step will be f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a sin x plus sin a into 2 cos x plus a divided by 2 limit x approaches to a sin x minus a divided by 2 whole divided by x minus a, and we are multiplying and divide by 2. So we have multiply x minus a divided by 2 into 2 will be cancelled out by the 2 here. Over here this one will be cancelled out by this one. तो हमने क्या किया था कि हमने मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड किया था इन द डिनोमिनेटर ऑफ लास्ट फ्रैक्शन में हमने ये मल्टीप्लाई किया डिनोमिनेटर में और ये डिवाइड कर दिया, और ये हमारे पास ये वाला जो 2 था ये इससे कैंसिल आउट हो गया. So in the next step we are over here limit f dash of x is equal to limit x approaches to a sin x plus sin a cos x plus a divided by 2 limit x approaches to a sin x minus a divided by 2 divided by x minus a divided by 2. And if we compare the last fraction with the form that is limit theta approaches to 0 sin theta over theta is equal to 1, so we will get easily this form will be equal to 1. Sin x minus a divided by 2 x minus a divided by 2 will be equal to 1. So we will apply limit by changing the limit of the function from x approaches to a to x minus a divided by 2 approaches to 0. How can we do that we will see in the next step. So as x approaches to 0 a, then x minus a divided by 2 approaches to 0 in the second limit. We will replace this by x minus a, x approaches to 0 to x minus a divided by 2 approaches to 0 in the second limit. F dash of x limit x approaches to a sin x plus sin a cos x plus a divided by 2. By changing the limit x minus a divided by 2 approaches to 0 sin x minus a divided by 2 whole divided by x minus a divided by 2, and it is compared by that form limit theta approaches to 0 sin theta over theta is equal to 1. So we will apply the limit because we have a defined limit on x approaches to a. So by applying limits, what we will have, now we are putting a instead of x. By applying limits, f dash of x is equal to sin x will be equal to sin a plus sin a cos a plus a divided by 2 and sin x minus a divided by 2 whole divided by x minus 2 when x minus a divided by 2 approaches to 0 is equal to 1. So we are over here sin a will plus sin a will be 2 sin a, and cos a plus a will be 2a divided by 2. So 2 will be cancelled out by 2 as we see over here.